What is up, y'all? Welcome back out to the bench in the backyard. My name is Jordan, and this is a giant Procumbens. It's got really good movement in here on the trunk, so it starts down here, comes up a little bit. You can't really see. There we go. Still can't really see it. It's got really nice movement. Comes up, not quite perpendicular to the soil. Cuts over, and then comes up over into here. Continues on around. Then we've got two separate branches over here that make up this giant ball of everything. And so today we're going to be getting this into a pot. Hopefully I've got a pot that it'll fit in. I've got 3 or 4 larger pots, well, medium-sized pots over there that this should fit well in. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. How much is this? That and so this is one branch right here. I think that's kind of going to be in our way anyway. And it's coming from the same spot as this other branch. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Got a little bit of movement on there near the trunk, so we might leave part of it. I am going to come in here and just cut it off. And if I had that as a tree, I wouldn't be upset. It's a little thin, but a whole bunch of foliage. That actually lets you see into it a little bit better, so you can actually kind of see the trunk. So we come up, jot over, and then straight back up. We'll have to figure out some way to get that so that it's not straight up and down. No, I'm not going to clean it up yet. I'll wait until I get a good bit of the soil out. So, as you see, took this off right here. So it comes out of the trunk where these two split. So it comes straight out towards us. Not sure exactly where the front of this tree is going to be yet. We'll see that once we get down into the Nabari and see where the base actually is. Picked it up for 55 bucks down in Plant City. So that's in Clermont, Georgia. If you're ever in the area, he's got great deals on his Procumbens junipers. He's got other trees too. He's got everything from bald cypress and dawn redwood. He's got a bunch of tropicals. A whole lot of Procumbens junipers. And then he's also got some shimpakus and other conifers as well. Good bit of Japanese black pine, a couple of white pines. What else does he have? A whole bunch of stuff. I've gotten all kinds of trees from him before. Steve is a really good guy. He's been doing bonsai for a very long time. So even if you're just going down to have a chat with Steve, it's definitely worth the trip. If you're within a couple hours drive of Atlanta. Clermont's just to the northeast of Atlanta. It's about 45 minutes to an hour northeast of Atlanta. Just outside of Commerce, about 30 minutes outside of Commerce. So, oh, haha, got a big old worm in here. Oh, he doesn't want to come out. We'll get you out, little guy. Go put you in my compost pile. I mean a big old boy. Either that or we're going fishing. Oh. Give him a little place to hide down there while we're doing this before I take this. I mean, I'm just going to go dump this whole tray in my compost pile anyway. So, we're just in here teasing out roots. Whenever I find anything that's overly thick, something like that, and it's got really good fine feeder roots on it, but there's enough up here in this top that we should be fine. But then you get some stuff not like that, it's a little thicker, but it doesn't have a whole lot of roots on it. So we're just getting rid of that stuff. Trying to always cut back to a set of roots that are on that bigger root. Just so we can kind of stimulate that to subdivide and go ahead and start expanding our roots down here. Mailman must have just come. Max is going crazy over there. And now we're just teasing out the outside of this root ball so that when we do get it down into its pot, it'll have something already out in that good bonsai substrate. So these outside roots, we want to be exposed. Then we'll come around, trim them all, not flush, but we will give them all a nice clean cut, so that they're not all ripped and torn. And do the same thing over here on this back side. It's nice and shallow. So now that we got that, we'll come in here. The long ones we'll cut all the way back to the root ball. And then the rest of them, we'll just give them a nice little haircut out here where they're out in the air for right now. Again, any of these longer pieces that don't have a whole lot of fine roots, except down here at the tips. We're going to take all the way back, and then the rest of it, just get a little bit of a haircut. We still want a good bit of the root out here, not in soil, because that's where they're going to get put. And down here on the bottom, same thing. Take it mostly flat. If you see any big roots, we'll go ahead and take those back. Alright, so now I'm going to go grab 3 or 4 pots. About 6 inches. It should be good. Alright, so our first choice, I mean, it fits right down in there, is that tree, is the pot that we had that Chinese elm in. I mean, that just, so that one's a very good possibility. All right, so there's our next choice. I mean, that thing is way off to the side. So something along those lines. That's not bad. Let's see this where I can actually step away. Of course, this tree could always just be that right there, and we take all of this off. So if we brought it up like that, then we would gin all of this off. Of course, we could do the same thing here and still have the gin. Or do it here and still have the gin. Of course, we haven't even styled it yet, so we could just plant it flat and then choose our angle later. In which case, we're just looking for a pot that's the right size, which either of these two would be. This one's about the right size. Which means this one's probably going to be a little too big. Definitely too big, but it's not horrible in that pot. It is a little too big for it though. Which means this one will be way too big. Yeah, and it's too low. It's too short. For a little short stubby tree like this, it's too, I don't know. So I think we'll go with this one, just for now. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the lotus shape. Or do we want this one that's a little... I've got two more of these that are about this size. Well, actually no, they're both smaller than this. One of them's a little bit taller, and the other one looks like it's been cleaned out before, but it's still in a nursery pot. No major cavities in the bottom, so we shouldn't need to we should not need to make holes for chopsticking in the middle. We'll come in with our aeration layer. It's everything in my mix that's larger than 3/8 of an inch. Just need it 1 particle size deep. Not too much. Just something that helps oxygen come up through the bottom of that soil mass. Then we'll come in with our regular mix, which is a little bit of everything, from 1/16 of an inch all the way up to 3/8. Put a little mound there in the middle. And so I've got this chopstick that's been pushed down through that I just took out and lost the hole. Anyway, that's why it's there, so I can find the hole. What I did was cut this one side a good bit longer than the middle one. That way we can just follow this chopstick straight up through that hole. And we now have our tree coming up through, or our wire coming up through the middle of the root ball. So now that we're up through the, we can cut those apart. Then we'll take this. All right, so we separated those two, figured out which one went with which wire. So we know this one actually connects to this wire over here. So we're gonna bring it down up underneath some of these major surface roots. And then we can just move some roots around so that we're not constricting them too bad. And we'll connect those two. We'll do the same thing over on this side. I didn't tighten that completely down because we want to be able to tighten each of them down a little bit at a time. And again, up underneath major surface roots, because we don't want to scar those roots at all. Bring them over. And again, just secure them. So like that. So we'll take this longer wire on this backside. Again, up underneath major surface roots. And again, now that we've gotten that through, just connect them. All right. One last spot. We're a little bit loose in here, but I'm going to go ahead and put some soil in here and get that chopstick in, and that should firm us up. I'm not going to cut these off yet in case I do need to tighten down again. Just as I get it in, kind of work it in with my fingers. Mainly worried about this back side. I guess it's front side. So from about here to just on the other side of the trunk is where it's moving around. So if I can get down in here and get some of this soil packed in right snug up against that root ball, should lock us in. That definitely firmed us up some. And when I'm doing this, I'm not holding my chopstick super firm. I'm just basically pushing down with my finger. So now that I know we're firmed up, we come in here, cut our tie downs, and push them down up underneath the soil surface, or what will be the soil surface. And then just down into that hole where our wire is coming up through, we'll make sure that we get a little bit of soil. And we're going to come in with our top dressing, especially out here around the edge. Just putting it in loosely. It's classified sphagnum moss and green moss. It's about 3 or 4 different kinds of green moss. By this point I need to go ahead and classify more, but I've got 4 junipers left to repot. 3 junipers left to repot. And then all my broadleaf evergreens. So I've got some couple of Harlandii, one common boxwood, And what else? Oh yeah, that California privet. I'll put just a little bit up here on the top. We'll just come in with a little bit more bonsai soil over the top of this top dressing. Once we get all that in, we'll come in, press down a little bit, grab our spray bottle, spray it down real good. And press down one more time. Especially out here at the outside rim. I want to make sure that we get everything down nice and low so that we don't just, as we water it this year, that water doesn't just run off the outside of the pot. Well, there we go. So that's that one. I'm going to go grab the other two. I'll show you what they look like now. I'll go ahead and repot them. You don't have to watch me do that. It's going to be the exact same process. If something happens and I find something weird inside one of them, I'll let you see it. But other than that, this is what we're looking at. So right in there, our little trunk comes up like this. And we've got this little cascade branch over here that we could feasibly bring up. I don't know. We'll look at that when we actually get into design later on in the summer. But until then, this guy's going to go out on the... Well, no, it's got to go inside tonight because we're supposed to get back down below freezing. This should be the last day. Today is March the 18th. So we're going to go ahead, let this one hang out inside tonight. It's going to go on the bench until I go to choir practice. But yeah, we'll let this one hang out on the bench. And I'll go grab those other two to show you. I'll be right back. So this is number 2. Great trunk on this guy. So you can kind of see it. We come up here and then come all the way up here to this crown, which you can't even see the whole thing. All right, so this is the second one. Really great base on this one. So our trunk right down here, it's about 1.5 inches across, which is just fantastic. Super big trunk on this guy. Really good movement, really starting from the base. It comes up, I don't know if you can really see it down there in the shade. But there's a little bit of a curve coming straight out of the soil. It makes a little bit of a jog over this way. Starts to come up, cuts back across. I do have a bar branch that I'm going to have to take care of. No, it's not a bar branch. It just looks like it from over here. But anyway, it comes up here and up here into the apex. So yeah, really good piece of material. Like I said, I'm going to do these off camera. If you see this one before it's in a pot, then you know something weird happened. Otherwise, you'll see this one in an actual pot. Number 3. This might be the best tree out of all of them. Super duper wide base down here. Probably about the same size as that last one. Third the size, or third the height. So this guy, this foliage right here is all the only thing that's on this branch back here, coming down over here. So if we bring this down, it's already got some pretty good movement down here. It comes back up and then cuts back down, which is kind of fun. Most of this is coming on. It's got a double apex right here, or double trunk. So you've got one trunk right here, one trunk right there. So we've got these two pieces of foliage coming off. This one right here is actually a branch off of this trunk. And this side over here is actually coming straight from the trunk itself. Over here, we've got a big branch coming off over to here. We'll have to figure it out. But the nabari on this thing is super good. It's fairly brittle, which means I'm thinking a lot of the soil has washed out of it. I'm not sure when it was repotted. So that nabari up high, yep, it's all just breaking off under my fingers. Yeah, it's not even in the soil. So a lot of that is going to have to get cut down, which might mean we actually have a thicker base than we think. We'll see where we find the nabari on this, and then we'll have to go from there on design. But also, really cool tree. Really like this one. I was sitting over by the cash register. So of course, as I'm sitting there checking out, I decide, oh my gosh, this tree looks pretty cool too. If it's the same price as the other two, I'll go ahead and take it. So yeah, I got all three of these for 55 bucks a piece. Really good prices. Like I said, I like Steve. He's a good guy. And no matter what he's doing out there, like he could be in the middle of repotting. Although he doesn't do most of his repots. He's got apprentices for that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead, get these out of the pot, get these out of their nursery pots, get them into new bonsai pots, and I will see y'all when that is done. Alright, so here is, I think this was number 3. It might be number 2, I don't remember. It was yesterday. It's tomorrow, by the way. That's why I'm wearing a different shirt. But yeah, these came out pretty well. This one, which is the one that had all of the roots up at the top, you can see I've actually worked some soil in between those in the back and also up at the front. I cut a lot more off up front than I thought I was going to have to. But a lot of them, they'd just been exposed to the air. Their tips were gone. This thing should do better now. There was a lot of rotted roots down in the root ball. The dirt was super black. It doesn't really have a bad smell to it. It just smells like dirt. But I think it was probably getting overwatered. Well, I know it was getting overwatered because the roots were dead. Cut a lot of those out. I cut out some healthy roots. As far as the healthy roots go, like maybe 20%, but most of it was stuff like this. Just, I mean, you can see there's no green in there at all. It's just old dead roots. So yeah. I mean, even at the top, there's no green. So, I mean, most of what I cut out was that. There are some healthy roots, but like I said, that's about what you'd normally, no more than what you would normally trim out of a tree. So we've got two choices for the front. This one right here, and that would probably keep this. Bring this down a little bit. when we do actually style. And then probably bring this pretty far down. Maybe. Or we could come back here, bring this forward a little bit, and actually get rid of this whole branch right here. Whether I genned it or not, the only part of it that is alive is this little bit of foliage out here. I mean, I can fit my whole hand around it. The rest of this is all up in the main canopy of the tree. But there is shari actually running from these two gens right here back down the line a little bit. And the live vein actually just separates around this whole knuckle. This whole knuckle's dead. There's no live vein going to it. And actually, this isn't live vein either. So this whole side of the trunk is, or branch is dead. I've got live vein coming up right here. So it's about half of the branch as far as the live vein goes. But overall, pretty cool little tree. Really nice. You know, if I did get rid of that even up front, we could drop this side down, lift this side up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll see when we actually go in and clean it out. That'll be in a month or two, or 2-3 months. We shall see. As long as it keeps pushing like it's pushing, which it will slow down here soon. And then once it pushes again across the whole canopy of the tree, we'll go in, do a little bit of styling on it. That'll either be this summer in June, July, August, or it'll be next year. So we shall see. All right, so you see that one, and I'm pretty sure this was number 2. Oh, a little bit taller. Quick little spin around. This whole branch, so everything below my hands is probably coming off. It's coming off the inside of this crotch, or inside of this bend. And B, there is a branch back here. It's not quite straight across from it. It would actually be okay as far as inverse taper goes to leave both of them, but it's pretty long. I think this one's gonna go. Whether I gen it or just cut it all the way off, I'm not sure yet. I say that all the time, I know. I feel like a broken record. But yeah, so we got rid of all of this. The tree would start about right there. So we'd have this. We could, oh yeah, that'll drop real easy. Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Drop this one down, swing this one up and over it. So set it right here. I don't want to bend it over without having any wire on it. And this back branch right here is probably going to wind up going away. It is coming out. They're both this, which I was talking about moving around, as well as this back branch, are both coming out of the trunk, both coming out at the exact same spot. So that is where we're getting this inverse taper right here. I don't know if you can see it, probably not. But we do have a little bit of inverse taper right here where my thumb is. Wave it around so you can actually see. So right here. So that's going to go away. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. I'll come in here. Just got to clean out dead branches here. This apex is pretty young, but the rest of the tree's pretty gnarly. So I'm kind of digging this one. We can figure out pad placement when we do styling. Again, like I said, once I see new growth after this batch of new growth, once it hardens off and it starts to push more new growth, that's when we'll go in and style this one. Took off less roots on this one, although it did have some big, thick roots in the middle of the root ball. So didn't take off nearly as much as I did on that other one that I just showed you. Which I took about the same as I took off of the first one. So there's that. So fun little repot on 3 decently sized Procumbens junipers. I don't know why, but I really like Procumbens. I mean, I guess because they make pretty decent bonsai. I don't know why I'm sitting here moving this one around like I'm going to save that branch. Just because it's coming off from the inside of that curve. Don't think I'm going to be able to use it. We could cut this and bring a line of shari down on the inside of this trunk, maybe connect over to here to where this little gen is. But yeah, so if you liked what you saw today, go ahead, like, subscribe, all of that fun jazz down below. If not, then leave a comment. Let me know what I can do to make my trees better. If you think you see something in one of the trees, just point it out. Say, hey, number 1, you need to do this, and that. Number 2, definitely take off that branch because it's definitely on the inside of that line right there. And you can see where my finger is. It's coming right off the inside of that curve. So I'm pretty sure that's going to go. But like I said before, juniper strength is in their foliage. So they are going to keep as much of this foliage as they could. I did take off, I guess it was on that other one. So yeah, this one kept all of its leaves, or needles, whatever. And then the other 2 had a couple of cuts off of them. But just so that it would make it easier for me to pot. This one was a pain in the butt to pot, especially over here on this corner, having to chopstick in through the branches, but not too bad. So yeah, on either side it was pretty hard to chopstick in. But yeah, until the next time I see y'all out at the bench in the backyard, just remember, grow 'em big, but keep them small.